And welcome back to another daily devotion. This devotion is for Thursday, March 30th of 2023. And actually, I'm recording it on the morning of the 30th because yesterday I had a terrible headache and I had to go lay down and take some time to deal with my hurting head. So I apologize. And then I went to bed early. So at any rate, today we're going to finish the 10th chapter of the first book of 1 Corinthians. We're going to look at verses 23 through 33. And really we're just retreading a lot of what we've talked about. Probably could have really picked this up with some of the rest of this, but that would have been a lot to read. And repetition is good. That's how we learn, folks. Paul is big on repetition, if you haven't figured that out. So let's look at 23 to 33, talk about it for just a moment, and then move on, because my head's still not the best. So, all right. All things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things build up. Let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor. Eat whatever is sold in the meat market without raising any question on the ground of conscience. For the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. If one of the unbelievers invites you to dinner and you are disposed to go, eat whatever is set before you without raising any question on the ground of conscience. But if someone says to you, "This has been offered in sacrifice," then out of consideration for the man who informed you and for conscience sake, I mean his conscience, not yours, do not eat it. For why should my liberty be determined by another man's scruples? If I partake with thankfulness, why am I denounced because of for that which I give thanks? So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Give no offense to the Jews or to the Greeks or to the church of God, just as I try to please all men in everything I do, not seeking my own advantage, but that of many, that they may be saved. Okay, first of all, remember back where he says, I'd be like a Greek when I'm with the Greeks and a Jew when I'm with the Jews. And you're trying not to cause problems for a new believer or another believer based on their thoughts and their beliefs and their past beliefs, and maybe some of them that they have trouble letting go of that we talked about the other day. But the important thing to remember about this section of scripture, which I think a lot of people forget, is we're talking about food sacrificed to idols. We're not talking about just any old thing. All things are lawful. No, that doesn't mean that murder is lawful. That does not mean that anything else in particular is lawful. He's saying that consuming meat, whether it's been sacrificed to idols or not, is lawful. Okay, and all meat is lawful, based on the in Acts with the sheet coming down and Peter on the rooftop and all of that. Remember that. So he's not talking about other types of things. Let's not interject those things into this discussion. We're talking about dietary things at the moment. So he's saying that all things are lawful in the diet. There was a lot of dietary laws. Remember that. So those things have been abolished because of the new movement in Acts. And that's what he's getting at here. But if you're eating with a Jew that can't quite let go of that, then by all means don't cause them difficulties. If you're eating with a Gentile that was a pagan that used to eat at the temples, and now you're eating something that they know was sacrificed at the temple, you didn't care or didn't inquire because it didn't matter to you because it's a false god. It's a god with a small g, not a capital G. The point is that you do things for the sake of others. And that's an important thing we need to remember. We need to remember that what we do, the way we live, the way we witness is to others. It's not about us. Coming to church isn't even about us as much as we like to think it is. Yes, we get fed spiritually there, but we're there to feed others spiritually. So that's an important thing to remember. So I'm going to make this one really short because I still do have a headache. And, I appreciate prayers. This is just that time of year. My sinuses kill me this time of year. Have a blessed day, and please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. Tomorrow, we will start chapter 11. Take care. God bless.